Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I am talking about multiple realities or alternate reality, shifting reality, bending reality, all of that stuff, whichever you feel would work for you. It's really difficult to think that you are changing something, trying to change this reality, because that seems like more of a task, doesn't it? You might not feel like that, but I certainly did feel like that. Much more difficult to change reality. It's not, none of it's difficult really, if we just sort of went with the flow and our rational brains didn't interfere. Then none of it is any more difficult than another. But if you go with the fact that you are shifting into a new reality, it becomes easier. It did for me. And the reason that I think that this is the case is because things have appeared in my reality that weren't there the day before. And as you may have heard my story about manifesting a sponge applicator into my makeup basket that wasn't there the day before, that was sticking up in the middle of my minimal basket of makeup the next day, and it wasn't there. I didn't buy it. There it was. So in my opinion, I had shifted into a reality where it existed, because that's what I wanted. That's what I desired to see. That's the reality I desired to be in. There was 3 days before that when I was frantically looking for one and couldn't find one, so I was attached to it. It's attached to finding it, but I gave up and thought, I'll just go and buy one. The next day, there it was. And I have had other correspondence from people that things like that have happened to. If you're thinking, how can a person go from feeling one way about you one day and a different way the next day, which happens all of the time? How does that happen? How is that even possible? I told a story to a member, and I'm going to tell this story now actually. I was very young, I was 16. I was split up from my long-term boyfriend at the time for not for that long, for a few months, and I had gone on holiday with my parents and my best friend, and my brother taken her brother, which was his best friend, and it was all really exciting for me because I've never done anything like that before. I'm 16 and into boys in a big way, and we'd gone to a place called Butlins. If you're not from the UK, that's the holiday camp. And my mum and dad had taken us there, and there was a nightclub there, and it was brilliant for me and my friend. Awesome. I had a really great time, and on I think the second night I'd met this guy, and I really, really liked him, like big time, but I could tell that he wasn't as into me as I was into him. He was really cool and really smart, clever. He was a year older than me, so I'd already pretended to be the same age as him. So I'd already said that I was 17 when I was 16, which seemed like a huge deal to me at the time. I was telling this huge lie. It was only a year. Anyway, we'd only seen each other for a couple of nights, and then he said, he just wasn't into me, basically. And he said, no, we're not suited. And he basically didn't want to waste the rest of his holiday with me. I think that was the case. I was really gutted because I really fancied him, really gutted. I was really upset about it, and I went on about it that whole night to my friend, and I really got on her nerves. And she said, "Oh, just go over with it. Go over it. There's plenty more guys here. Why wouldn't they'll be into you?" And I thought the next day, I thought, "Oh yeah, I'm stupid. I don't even know him really." But I kind of wished to myself. And I used to do this a lot when I was younger and not know why these things used to come true. I didn't have any idea what I was doing. And I just wished, I wish that he liked me as much as I like him. I wish he was really into me. And I wish he would change his mind. And then I did forget about it because I got over it, because of course I barely knew him. And that night I actually met somebody else who was really nice, and we were chatting and getting on, and he was really into me. So I'd kind of, okay, that's done. And then a little bit later on in that evening, the previous guy came over to me, and I'm not joking, he was like a different person, and he was, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I really regret what I said yesterday. I don't know why I said that. I'm really into you," and was completely over the top. And then I thought, oh, okay. So I thought, all right then. So we were sort of back together then. Back together, it was only a brief relationship, but we did. And then at the end of that night, he told me that he thought he was in love with me. And I just thought, what? I couldn't really understand how he could go from how he was the day before to be telling me that he was in love with me, and he barely knew me. And I just went with the flow because I was enjoying it, because I really was into him. So I didn't say that I loved him back, because clearly I didn't. I was just in shock, and I thought, I just went with the flow, enjoyed the rest of the holiday with him. We had a really great time, and he was so into me the whole of the holiday, completely didn't want to leave me when he left the day before me, and completely sort of over the top compared to how he was. And I went home, and I was still really into him, and he came to Bath to see me, came on the train a few weeks later, and we had a really lovely time, and I still was into him. I don't think I was into him as much as I was. I think because it turned out he found out that I was lying and all of that about my age, and that became it wasn't an issue because it was just a year. I mean, he thought it was funny, but I was really embarrassed about it, so kind of let that get to me a bit. And also, you know, my long-term boyfriend, that we were always on and off, like that was happening all of the time. So I kind of knew that we'd probably get back together, and eventually I wanted to get back together with him. So then I had to write to this guy that I met from London and tell him that I couldn't see him anymore because he was due to come back to Bath and see me again. So I finished it. It was not a big deal. But what I'm trying to say is, for that to happen, for him to go from, he really wasn't interested. He really wasn't. I wasn't his type. He was very adventurous and I was quite shy back then. And I think he thought, he probably thought I was a bit boring. Because he was going go-karting the next day, and I felt like I didn't want to go with him. I just didn't want to do that. I felt stupid because I just felt like, oh no, I just didn't feel comfortable. And he was just one of those people that was just really, really adventurous, up for doing anything, couldn't understand why I didn't want to come with him and do it, and just basically thought I was boring. But it wasn't boring, it was just shyness. I didn't know him, and I just didn't have that confidence to just get on and do stuff like that back then. I would now, but you know, life experience, and you just, when you get older, you don't care what people think of you, but back then I did, and I was very self-conscious of myself. So, but to change like that, and I remember always thinking that was really weird, how I just kind of wished for that, and then overnight he changed. Well, yes, because I'd just shifted into a reality where he felt completely different. He felt the way I wanted him to feel. So this is how people's feelings can change seemingly overnight. Their feelings aren't really changing. As far as they're aware, those are the feelings they have, and they maybe can't really understand. He couldn't really understand why. He said, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I ended that. So I can look back to that and think, that's how people's feelings change, but everything can change in a heartbeat. I had a comment from a couple of people here just saying, could you give us more of your own experiences with this to show, you know, why you believe what you believe? So that is why, I mean, that particular reason isn't why I believe that, but that's just something I looked back on and thought, wow, that kind of proves that point. And I've heard so many stories from my members about, you know, different things like this have happened, you know, whereas they've been with people and they've behaved like this one day and they've been completely different the next day. How is that possible? That, for me, that's the only way to look at it. I feel that we're creating as we go. There's two ways of looking at it. So we're shifting into a new reality, or we're just creating we've created that different version. Then when we release on it, or if we're not attached to it, we see it. We've created it, we allow ourselves the chance to see it. But when we are constantly holding on to it, it's like we've created that thing and we're holding on to it. We're not releasing it in order to be able to see it. So if you are constantly trying to manifest something or a person into your life, and you are focusing on how you want them to be, so you're focusing your attention on the version that you want to see, and then you're not seeing it, you're seeing the opposite of what you are intending, it's because you're just too uptight about it and you're holding on to seeing that. So you're not releasing it to be able to be seen. So you're creating it, but holding on to it, if you know what I mean. It's very difficult to put it into words, but that's the way I see this. You've created it, but you're clinging onto it. It cannot show to you because you're not allowing it to show to you. So there are various different ways that you can look at this. You can look at it like the universe is giving you stuff. You can look at it like that. I've never looked at it like that. I might have done for the first sort of 6 months or so, but after that I didn't, because it didn't work for me thinking that something is giving me something, because then I felt like, well, what if I'm not worthy? Or what if it doesn't feel, what if I haven't made myself clear? And there were too many questions. And then I would get stuff that I didn't particularly want. And I think, well, if the universe is dishing out what it thinks is good for me, then why is it giving me this? It wouldn't give me that because that's rubbish, you know? So it really didn't work for me. That theory just didn't work for me, but I get that it works for some, if you see that the universe has your back and all of that. But I've never really looked at it like that, because if the universe has your back and only wants good for you, then it would only give you good, wouldn't it? Why would it give you the rubbish stuff that it clearly knows that you don't want? So that's how it doesn't work for me. I think the way that the universe has your back is this. If you feel it, you get it. If you're thinking the universe gives you stuff, if you feel it, it will give it to you. But it doesn't matter what you're feeling. If you're feeling good stuff or bad stuff, it will give it to you. Because it's just going on your feelings and nothing else. It's not deciding what's good for you and what isn't good for you. if you find it really difficult to think that a person can feel one way about you one day and another way the next day, but if you look at it as you've created that different reality that you're shifting into, you can leave this reality behind. Either it falls away or it's still there. Might still be there, who knows? But you are not going to experience it anymore. You are going to experience the new version of a person, if we're talking about a specific person here. And when you do, just go with it, go with the flow. Don't then think, oh my God, what if they change back? Because then you'll just shift back into the other reality. So you want to stay in that reality. So just go with the flow, enjoy it, and think to yourself this: if the worst comes to the worst, and I do worry myself to death that it's going to happen again, and it does, I can just do it again. This is how magical we are. It's weird, isn't it? Life is so weird. Really come to realise that over the last few years. And don't try to look for a rational explanation, because there isn't one. There really isn't. And I used to do that years ago. I'd look for a rational explanation. Well, there's got to be. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? You'll just throw up more questions for yourself. So better just to say, this is happening. God, this is weird. What the hell? Wow, how amazing that I can change my life overnight if I let it happen. But even if I'm stuck in attachment right now, I won't be stuck like this forever, and I will experience this at some point, but I just don't quite know when that's going to be. I hope this was useful. It was a bit of a waffle, wasn't it? Anyway, I am an author. I write books, I write articles. I haven't written an article for a long time because I just don't get time anymore. I have a members area. I have to say my members area is full at the moment. I am, if you manage to get in before I put that notice up there, that's fine, you get in there, but there will be a notice going up, and you will still be able to sign up for the modules, pay your £5 a month and still access everything in there, and you can still email me, can still ask me questions via the members area, but it won't be a one-to-one coaching thing because I won't be able to get back to you for 3 or 4 days at least. So, it will be, but it won't be regular like I'm doing with my members at the moment, because I am full to brimming over at the moment, and it's just not viable for me to do that at the moment until I sort a different system out, something else. I don't know yet. I've been discussing it with my husband, who is my web developer, exactly how I'm going to work it, but I've got to come up with something that's more workable for me, because I am a writer as well, and I also have a business, so I really do. So, by all means pop along there. Like I said, I said to him this morning, you've got to put a notice on there, because I've got to draw a line under this for a while until I get myself straight. It's really, I just need to, but if you get in there before that, good for you, and you will get it, and I won't stop you from having that one-to-one coaching, but by tomorrow there'll be something on there, I think. Anyway, I don't want that to be more negative. It's brilliant, and I don't want any of my members at the moment to feel that they're going to get a substandard service, because you are not. You will still get exactly the same service, but I always knew there was going to come a point where doing it like I'm doing it, £5 a month with one-to-one coaching, would not be viable, ongoing. I just didn't expect to get so busy so soon. So anyway, there'll be various different options. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. I really have to have a proper think about that. Yeah, thanks for watching this video, and there's tons of free articles on my website which were really helpful about letting go, getting back with your ex, all that stuff, and my books are available, so you still can get help. I will still answer emails if people email me via my website, but I am literally on about a week now answering any emails from anybody that isn't a member, but I will always get back to you. And if I haven't got back to you within a week, please do nudge me. If you have emailed me via my Gmail address, I don't use that anymore. I just can't keep track of everything, so I don't. So if you think, well, I emailed you ages ago and I've never had a response, then please go to my website and go to the contact page and email me there, and I will see that email. Even if it goes into my junk, I do check my junk, but we are on about a 7-day turnaround there now. Things are crazy at the moment. Anyway, thanks so much. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, there's loads of stuff here, loads of helpful stuff here, and I would love for you to do that.